Oh, hello. So today we're going to do an unboxing of a Corsair NVMe SSD of a heatsink for it, and we're going to apply that heatsink and we're going to see how this works. So we're going to start by unboxing the SSD. 480 gig Corsair. It's a PCE Gen 3. It's not Gen 4. It does a sequential read of 3480 megabytes per second and sequential write of 2000 megabytes per second. It's quite a good one because it's Gen 3. You're gonna find it cheaper in the stores at the moment. Obviously, Gen 4 is faster. Gen 5 will be coming out in the next couple of months, probably. Now that Intel has released support for PCIe Gen 5, and AMD will probably release it soon. So this video is made in January 2022, and in a couple of days there's going to be a technology reveal at CES 2022 where probably AMD will be announcing Gen 5 support as well. So yeah, prices will be going down on SSDs, and yeah, you can get bigger and bigger sizes. This will be mainly used to have the operating system on it and a couple of programs, so 480 gigs is more than enough. And yeah, I'm just gonna unbox it. We're gonna apply a heatsink and see where it goes. um, this video is also relatable for PS5 owners as well. Obviously it's the exact same process, so if you're trying to purchase a SSD or you've got one from somewhere, you can just buy a heatsink. I'll show it in a minute, and apply it as per this video, and yeah, it's same usage. Right, so let's start with the unboxing of the SSD. So Corsair wrapping and Corsair boxes are usually yellow with black. We won't find much in here apart from the box. You will find the SSD itself. So when you're applying a heatsink, you've got to be careful on where the notch is. This is a bit stubborn, it seems. So you've got to be careful with these notches when you're applying a heatsink to it. Uh, Read very carefully the instructions. For this type of SSD, the notch has to be orientated like this when you put it in the heatsink. I'll show you in a minute. Also, the sticker, you might want to leave it on because some of the stickers are thermally conductive as well. And yeah, you gotta be careful of the size. If you're buying for a PlayStation, just read in the description if it's suitable for a PlayStation. If it doesn't say, you can find on PlayStation website, or you can just Google the drive itself to see if it's compatible with PlayStation. This one won't be compatible with PlayStation, but Gen 4 SSD drives like Western Digital SN850 will be compatible, or Samsung 980. Right, so now that we've taken out the SSD, let's remove the heatsink from the box. This is a, I would say, no-name heatsink. It comes with a bunch of thermal pads, which we will be using, screws, and a little screwdriver, which we will be using as well. I'll put the box to the side just in case I need to cut some of the thermal pads. I can use the box itself. If you do need to cut the thermal pads, I do recommend a tool like this one. It's quite precise, or any scissor will do. Right, so let's set the box aside a little bit for now. Let's look at the heatsink itself. I'll put the links in the description for the product. This one I particularly purchased it on a discount from the Scan website. It's about £9. It's not very expensive. So this is the heatsink itself. As you can see, there's a good surface of aluminium, or I think it's aluminium. It's not very particularly massive, it's not very big, but it will do the job. I don't expect this one to get really hot. Right, so when putting the heatsink on, it's kind of like, it can only go one way because of this notch right here, which should go on top of this notch right here. So this is pretty much how it's gonna go. There are also cuts on the radiator itself, which only allow you to put it, for this specific model, to put it to make contact with this metal sheet in one position as well, because of this um you know cuts right here in the metal. So it will go only like this. Now what I like to do is, what I suggest doing is, just before applying the thermal pads and removing them, just do like a quick test to see how this would look like when it's applied. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the heat sink, open it, and I'm going to put the drive, how it's going to be in here, just to see how it fits. So I'm pretty sure it's got to be something like this. It kind of moves a little bit, but it's got to be something like this. With the heat sink applied. Do is, I would stop here. I'm going to bring this one closer. So this is where I would put and how I'd put the drive. So I would align the drive itself with the back of the heatsink, so it's on the same line. Yep, and leave a little bit of leeway in front of it, like this, so you can put it in the motherboard, because obviously these pins need to go in the socket themselves, or whatever it's called, and it needs to be a bit of space here as well. Right, so let's look at the thermal pads and the way we install it. I will post a picture on how to apply the thermal pads for this specific thing. But looks like, from what I've read in the manual for this thing, there's about 2 or 3 types of thermal pads. There's a thinner one, red, which gets applied at the bottom. There's a thicker one, blue, which gets applied on top. And this one is, if you don't apply one of these two, you just, these are squared and individually cut, so you apply this where your chips are on the SSD drive itself. We won't be doing that. I just want to make sure there's like a big even surface of thermal pads here. Now for this particular model, because it's a 480, oh, looks like there's 2 chips on the bottom and 2 chips on the front. Right, okay, I see that now. Okay, cool. Now let's see how we apply these thermal pads and which side of them is. I'll place the SSD. So with the notch, it goes into the motherboard socket on the upper side, something like this. It got stuck a little bit. Tell you what, if he likes this one and he gets stuck on it, what I'll do is I will apply it like this. It is probably better. So let's just do something like this. Right, so this is firmly applied. Okay, right. Good. It's in there. Right, okay. Blue pads. I'm expecting the blue pads to be double sticky, which they are. So there's one plastic here, which I will be removing. So don't forget to check all the plastic bits, coverings for the thermal pads, to remove them. You don't want to leave them applied, because obviously the thermal conductivity is lower, and yeah, just not it's not effectively. Right, so this one has a double side. I'm just going to peel it off slowly. The material seems to be slightly different, and yeah, of the thermal pad. So you gotta be careful when you peel this one off, because you might break it. Gently, gently. Right, that's done. What I'll do is I will cover the drive best I can with this bad boy here. Yep, there we go. Nicely covered. It's in there. It covers most of it. It's very sticky. Next stage is we apply the heatsink itself on top of this, and then that should be it. This is a nicely even sandwich. Okay, there's enough space here for this one to make contact with the motherboard itself. Yep. What I'll do is I will tie it up and maybe trim this a little bit as well if I don't like it. Might do that in a bit. But yeah, this is how it looks like. We're just gonna apply the screws and that's it. Obviously, if it doesn't fit in your motherboard by any chance, because this might be taller or not, just you know see if you can do it with removing one of the thermal pads, so this lower thermal pad can be removed, and you know, you get like a, it's closer to the bottom, so the SSD is closer to the bottom, um, and it's you know, it will fit in the motherboard. So yeah, I'll be careful to see if this one fits in there as well. Okay, let's apply the screws. That is it. So remove the screws. Think applied to an SSD. Um, Not rocket science, easy to do. I'll put the links in the description part of the video if you want to get this particular heatsink and this particular SSD drive. And yeah, good luck to yourself. Give me a like if you like it. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you later. Bye bye.